Cena's a heel. I can't believe it finally happened. Stick around. This is going to be a good one. Last night, Elimination Chamber in Toronto. Man, the show already started out very well. I mean, just the surprise by Jade Cargill coming out and attacking Naomi. That already set the tone for the rest of the night. But man, oh man, the turn of John Cena. I think many people probably thought it would happen in his last run in the WWE this year. But at the same time, I don't think anyone really expected it. It was so incredibly well performed by everyone involved. I thought it was amazing. Thought it was a little weird that Travis Scott was there, but he kind of added a little bit extra, I don't know, a little bit extra pizzazz, a little bit more charisma into the whole thing just by his presence, I think. Just his aura, sitting in the ring smoking and just being kind of part of it. I thought it worked out well. I know some people disagree with Travis Scott being there at all, but I think it was actually a pretty good idea to bring him in. But man, oh man, Cena has finally turned heel after 20 plus years of being the ultimate babyface in this industry. Dude, this is such an incredible moment, and the fact that I was able to watch it and witness it, man, I am incredibly happy, especially being such a huge Cena fan. I am so happy that this finally happened. This should have happened years ago, but, through other things happening here and there, it never did, which is fine. The timing couldn't be any more perfect, in my opinion. Now, the real question is, what's going to happen now? Because there's so many unanswered questions, like Cena's the ultimate babyface. Everything about him just screams, I'm the hero, I'm the good guy. Everything has to change now. His clothing has to change, his entrance music has to change, obviously his demeanor and his character. So I'm very curious to see what is going to happen and how things are going to happen. Now, many of you, I'm sure, have seen the CVV podcast interview with John Cena, and he's hinted to his heel turn with The Rock. No one really caught on to that, I think. I think most people were like, oh, yeah, right over the head. And then when it happened, it was like, oh, my God, he actually said it one time. But what's also more interesting about that is he explained what his plans were for a heel turn several years back that they planned on doing but ended up not happening. And he talked about how he recorded a new soundtrack for that specific heel character. He talked about his attire, that he's going to be wearing a singlet and all kinds of stuff and traditional wrestling boots. So I really wonder if that's where the direction we're going to go with the Cena heel turn. Because, I mean, especially if he's going to team up with The Rock, it would make sense for him to be in a singlet and wrestling boots because The Rock wears trousers and wrestling boots as his attire, so I think it would fit very well, especially if they're going to form some type of a faction, which comes to my second point. Cena's never been in a faction, and it very much so looks like that he's created a faction with The Rock. Now, I really wonder how that's going to look, because we've never seen Cena in a organized faction. He's always had random tag team partners here and there for random stuff, like when he tagged with Shawn Michaels and they were actually feuding for the WWE title, but then they became tag teams at the same time and won the World Tag Team Championships together. Stuff like that, random stuff here and there, but not actually being in a team, not actually being in a faction. So I really am pretty excited on what's gonna happen. I mean, there's just so much that there's so much potential because like everything about him has to change now. Everything that we're going to see in the ring in WWE has to change because everything screams I'm the hero. Everything screams I'm the good guy. So seeing him now as the heel, my mind is like all over the place. I'm like, oh, dude, like this is gonna be awesome. What's his entrance music gonna be like? Like the very first thing that popped in my head was like, dude, what's his entrance music gonna be? Like that was the first thing I thought about, and the first thing I kind of cared about. I don't know why, but like, dude, Cena is going to be the most over heel in WWE this year for sure. Like the amount of people that are so incredibly happy with him finally being a heel, it doesn't matter if he's the bad guy. Everyone's going to love him. Everyone's going to see him as still their hero because finally he's done something that we've been wanting for years. So, I'm just so excited. I'm glad. I'm so happy that I was able to watch that and witness that. I can't imagine having like being in the building when this happened because by far this is the greatest heel turn for sure in the last 30 years. We can talk about Hogan turning heel back in WCW, joining NWO. That was definitely a pro wrestling altering moment. But I think mainly for my generation, the Cena heel turn is the greatest thing that happened in wrestling history, period. But it just depends which eras you lived in. Like I obviously when Hogan turned heel, I was what, 2 years old? I can't even remember. It was like it was in the 90s, so I was like 2, 3 years old when this happened. So obviously I don't remember that. So being able to live such an incredible moment is like this is the single greatest moment that I have witnessed in WWE to date. And I stand by that. And you could argue that this is probably the greatest heel turn of all time within WWE. You could argue that just because Cena had a 20-year career of being the ultimate babyface for WWE, and now out of nowhere for his last run, where people really didn't expect it because it's his last run. Do you really want to end it as the bad guy? Well, they did it. So I think it was an absolutely amazing move, and I'm so happy they did that. So this is going to be the end of the show. I really appreciate everyone watching this, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm really excited for the future of WWE and everything that's going to happen within this year with John Cena. I'm just expecting great stories. I'll catch you guys later.